Hi there, this is Meg Sharp, personal trainer, mother of two, real human being, and spring is here. It is a gorgeous day outside. And so while it's often easy to get motivated to do exercise when it's walking or hiking or cycling or anything that involves being outside, we know that one of the biggest boosts that you can give to your metabolism or anyone trying to really work on making permanent metabolic adaptations, strength training, resistance training is so important. So I've got my band and my sneakers on, got a bench behind me, and I'm going to take you through 8 exercise circuits to boost that metabolism, get those muscles going, and figure out a way to fit a little afternoon resistance training out of doors into your day. So we're going to start with a simple body weight squat. So with your squatting, just rock back and forth, toe to heel a few times, just allowing your feet to settle into a nice natural standpoint. Now I am going to walk you through, we're going to do 10 repetitions of everything. I'm going to take my time a little bit as we go through these exercises to cue you a tiny bit more. And then we'll try and go through them a second time at fuller speed. So shifting back through the hips, nice and strong through those abs, and full extension right at the top. So there's 10 of them. I'm just going to do another 10, turning from the side. Remember, how you start and finish the exercise is key. So I want you to think about drawing those shoulders down and back. Tuck those hips under so you've got tension through the glutes, a little bit of tension through the abs, and then shifting your hips back so you begin the movement just ever so slightly with the hips before the knees follow suit. So sending the body the message that the glutes and the abs are going to really control that movement. Of course, I still feel that tension through the quadriceps and a little bit through the shins and calves, nice and even all the way through all 3 points, tripod through my foot. And again, nice, strong and steady on that finish. So let's do another 3 here. 3. And because we're outside, I'm going to try and mitigate how much we have to go down on the ground. So I'm going to use my band for my row. I'm going to place it right under the arches of my feet. I'm going to step my feet just a little wider than shoulder distance apart, a little wider just to facilitate a nice strong hip hinge, firing through the glutes and the abs, nice and long through the torso. And then I begin the exercise by drawing the shoulders down and back. I'm going to squeeze the shoulders together, taking advantage of that quick 2 to 3 second pause at the top, because that isometric contraction through the muscles through my back of the shoulders, in between the shoulder blades, is really going to give me a lot of bang for my buck. So that even if the band is a little on the light side, or even if you don't actually have a band and you're just doing this, just bringing your arms back and driving those elbows back in together, you can still get all of those benefits of challenging the muscle if you give it that pause and really think about flexing all those muscles between the shoulders. So let's go. Another 2. I'm not going to do a great job of counting this round. I'm going to focus a little bit more on the technique, but then we'll go through these 8 exercises a second time. I'm going to take them pretty quickly to try and boost that metabolism. Okay, back into the legs. So we're going into a split squat here. We are going to groove this split squat pattern nice, steady and strong so that we can work on the mobility of the hip as well as activating through the glutes. So while another split squat might pay a bit more attention to the front leg, I'm paying a little more attention to the back leg, working on those postural muscles, driving the hips up and under, coming close to touching the ground, but I'm really controlling the eccentric load as I lengthen through that quadricep. And my bias is towards this form for this exercise, only because most of us, if we're sitting for long periods of time, we tend to be really tight through that muscle. And of course, those of you that are running and cycling as one of your main activities, there's a huge opportunity to kind of create a little more openness through the hip. So again, nice and tall, flexing through the left glute this time, left side of the abdomen to control that knee as it comes down. And gauging what feels good in terms of depth that you're driving down. Of course, I'm still using the full foot of this right leg, nice and strong through all 3 points of my foot. So not just the heel, but also right behind the big toe and right behind the baby toe. Again, tucking those hips up and under, shoulders down and back. And if you can, we are exhaling as we come down. So the emphasis, and you've got a little more brace as you come down. Nicely done. Okay, from there, we're going to go down to the bench and go into a bit of a pike press. So I'm coming down, I'm making a nice, strong, straight arm plank, drawing those shoulders down and back. And then I'm going to lift from the hips first. So I'm engaging through the abs to jack the hips up in the air, push the head between the biceps, stretch through the hamstrings, stretch through the chest, and flex through the muscles through the back by drawing my shoulders down and back, and then come forward and do that again. Flex through the muscles through the back, stretch through the hamstring, and come back again. If you would like to make this a little more challenging, you can take it right down to the floor. But the trick with this one is initiating the movement by drawing those hips up. Insert that head in between the biceps, stretching a little bit through the chest. Draw the shoulders down and back. That one's key. So again, I've got that little isometric pause. At the top of that movement, I'm using my brain to think about flexing through the muscles of the back. And I am exhaling at the top, so I've got a little more of a brace. And let's do that 2 more times. Flex through the top. And one last time. Beautiful. From there, we're going to take our band back. And this time we're going into a banded deadlift. It's a very similar setup to that row, but I want you to pause for a moment, think nice and tall, draw those shoulders down and back, flex through the glutes, and then keeping the legs relatively straight, we're going to hinge forward from the hips, feel a stretch through the hamstrings, load into the hamstrings, abs, and the glutes, and then keeping those shoulders in that retracted and depressed position. I'm going to push the deck away from me and come right back up into a nice, strong, full hip extension forward. So nice deep breath in here, nice and strong through the glutes, and then all the way up. So really focused on that last centimeter here. I'm careful to use my glutes to get me to that flush position, and I'm using my abdominals to control so that I'm not getting too far into the low back. But careful that you don't just keep the movement here, right? Staying all kind of tight through the hamstrings. I want you to actually wring out a towel through your quadriceps, pull the knees actively right back in, nice, straight and tall. Think about wringing out a towel through your glutes as well. I'm going to come down into a strong hip hinge. I'm going to adjust a little bit just to give me a little more tension at the top. So all the way up right here. Okay, we've done a few of these, so let's just do 7 more. Nice, steady and strong. And again, then we'll take an opportunity to go all the way through this. So I'm thinking about externally rotating my femur in my hip socket. So kind of spiraling those legs outwards. And at the same time, I'm thinking about spiraling my arms outwards. So I've got loads of energy through the entire posterior chain, all through the back of my back and back into the glutes. All right, back into upper body. From there, we're going to go into a push-up. I'm going to elevate mine, again, to make it a little bit easier. You could do it up against a wall. To make it harder, you could do it down on the floor. I much prefer you change your elevation than do this off of your knees. It becomes much more of a full body exercise. Really important to understand and learn how to move our entire body through space. And here again, we're going to draw those shoulders down and back. Think about inserting the chest between the hands, moving plank, so nice and tight through the abs as you come up, pushing into the triceps. Nice, steady, and strong. Take a nice deep breath in. Blow the bench away from you. Shoulders down and back. Good. And careful not to allow those hips to drop at all, but stay nice and strong. Through those abs, a little bit of low tension through the glutes and through the quadriceps. Again, drop the chest down. Push, nice, steady, and strong. I'm not going to be able to make it to 10, but you go for it. It's a very challenging position for me. If I had my choice, I'd be up just a tiny bit higher, but that's okay. That challenge is going to make me strong. Okay, moving back in to the legs. We're going into a one-legged deadlift. So this is going to challenge your balance. We've got 2 options here. One of them is to keep one foot back, but really the emphasis is on the deadlift movement through that front leg. So I shift the hips back and then drive that foot all the way up and flex through the glute. If you're looking to challenge your balance a little bit more, you're going to fully lift that leg up and then again come up all the way to the top. Nice, steady and strong. Nice deep breath in here. Exhale. Finish that movement by drawing the hips under, flexing through the glutes, and of course through that quadricep. Talked about this before. There's certainly a difference between actively flexing through the knee and actively extending that leg so it's nice and straight versus locking through the knee. Not locking it into position, but we're actively flexing the muscle through the quadricep and then of course through the glutes as well so that we get a full extension of that muscle, kind of expose with strength the back tissues in the knee, and it's going to allow us to get a full extension up and through with those glutes. So we're going to go one more time and then change to the other side. So again, your first option is to stagger that step back very light through this back leg, just a little point there for balance, and then I'm drawing and pushing those hips back and coming all the way up, flexing through that left glute this time, nice and open through the chest, shoulders down and back, nice degree of tension through the abs and the glutes as you drive up into that tall position. And again, feel free to make this quite a bit more challenging. Feeling that stretch through the hamstring, flexing up through the glute, through the abs, and wringing out that towel in the quadricep, helping me get that full extension through the hips and also strengthening through the knee. And this, of course, is going to work on balance as well. Nice and strong all the way up. Good. And one more time. Beautiful. And then finally, one more exercise into the back. We're going to go into a pull apart. So this one's here. I still like to actively flex through those hips, drive those hips up and under, flexing through the glutes and the abs to make it nice and stable. Band comes in front of me, just a little lower than shoulder width apart. How we start and finish this movement, really key, like with everything. You're going to draw those shoulders apart. See, I haven't even moved the band yet. I'm just retracting and depressing the shoulders, opening up through that collarbone, getting really nice, big and wide through there. And then I start actually drawing the shoulders down and together, which in turn will draw those hands and arms back. Squeeze, hold for a minute, nice and long through the neck. Take a nice deep breath in and do it again. Again, shoulders from the shoulders, open up through the chest. Squeeze, hold right there. Nice deep breath in through the nose and exhale. Draw those shoulders down and back. And as the shoulders come down and back, be aware of the tendency for the low back to maybe want to arch. You're going to tuck that tailbone under maybe a little bit. Certainly engage through the glutes and the abs. That's going to protect that low back. And keep that torso firing, nice, steady, and strong. So let's do 4 more here. Then I'm going to take a quick breath. And I'm going to drop a whole lot of the technical cueing. But I'm going to try and take you through the circuit in a little bit more of a way that we would do it for a more advanced athlete, someone who's looking to boost that metabolism even more, for someone for whom performing these exercises in a more deliberate fashion, which is so phenomenal for gaining that strength. But if you are quite proficient with these moves, you may feel like this outdoor workout needs to move a little bit faster in order for you to feel like you're getting full benefit from it. So lots of things we can do. We could go through that circuit again, nice and deliberate, nice and strong, lots of time on those isometric holds, really making your brain start to fire. That's going to make it tougher. But we can also make it tougher by moving a little bit faster. So from the beginning, we're going to start with our squat. We're going to do 10 of each and just move from one exercise to the next. Are you ready? Set and go. Here we go. So nice, steady, and strong. So even though we're going to move with pace, still really thinking about initiating that movement by pushing the hips back, lots of energy through the abs. Shoulders down and back. I take a nice deep breath in. Exhale to finish. Nice, steady, and strong. Pushing the deck away from me with my full feet. So ball of the foot, edge of the foot, heel of the foot. Great, let's wrap the band right around the arches of your feet. Take a moment to create a strong hip hinge. Draw the shoulders down and back. Make sure your low back is okay. Flexing through the glutes and the abs to protect you. Start and finish the movement with the shoulders squeezing right against on either side of that spine. Scapula drawing down, keeping lots of space between the top of your shoulders and your ears. I've got 5 left to go. And from here, we're going to go into that split squat. And 3. So the first set of the split squats that we did them stationary, so one leg at a time. If we want to make this a little tougher, we're going to alternate them. So here we go, starting with the right leg forward, left leg goes back. Nice, steady, and strong. So my emphasis is still on controlling the drop of that back leg, tucking those hips under, feeling a gentle stretch through that quad as I control the drop of that knee coming down. So there's 6 there. I'm going to do a total of 20 since I'm alternating. Nice, steady, and strong. Hands are coming forward, but I'm keeping those shoulders drawn back. Good, steady, and strong. Excellent. We've got 8 more to go. Exhale as you come down. So you're controlling the pelvis as it drops and controlling that knee so that if you are touching the ground, it's bunny, 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 bunny soft. No jamming that patella down against the ground, please. Good, let's do another 4. And then we're into that pike press. 3, again, this can be off the ground. 2, and last 1. So get into a straight arm plank position. On the ground or on your park bench, establish that nice strong plank, and here we go. Hike the hips up, stretch through the hamstrings, push that head into the biceps. Keep the arms nice and straight, draw the shoulders down and back, and again, draw the shoulders down and back in that high pike position, trying to flex into the muscles of the back. Exhale as you come up. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, flex into the back. Stretch through the hamstrings. We're going to go 4 more. And 3. Excellent. We've got 2 more to go, and then we're into the banded deadlift. And last 1. Fantastic. Step out of it. Let's go right back into that deadlift. So similar setup to our row. Grabbing nice and tight. Come all the way up. I'm going to go a little wider than shoulder width for my legs. Take a moment nice and strong through that whole posterior chain, and then hips back. Stretch through the hamstrings and up, all the way up. Just really grooving the pattern of that hip hinge and noticing how you try and externally rotate those arms. Keep those shoulders back and down so that this exercise isn't just about the hip hinge and about the hamstrings and glutes, but it's about strengthening through the back as well. Such a fantastic, important position to be strong in. Nice and strong through those abs and glutes, protecting that low back. And how I finish this movement, really key, flexing through those glutes and abs at the end and at the beginning. Fantastic. Ready to go into that push-up. So step out of the band. Again, setting up your hands where they're more comfortable, higher, mid to low. Shoulders right over, right in between the hands. Open up that chest. Take a nice deep breath in and push back. Nice and strong through those abs. And blow that floor away from you. Shoulders down and back. Squeeze nice and strong through those ribs. Trying to get that range of motion so it feels good. Still keeping those shoulders down. Nice and long through the neck. Good. Oh, you can see what I have to work on this spring. Definitely my push-up strength. All right. Last leg exercise to go. So we're going into that one-legged deadlift. So again, tiny point at the back and really working that hip hinge on that one leg, keeping the hip bones nice and square. Nice deep breath in. Exhale to finish nice and strong and tight through those abs. This is number 5. And again, the option, if you're wanting to work on that balance, nice strong finish, arms can really be wherever you like. I actually quite like having them on my hips and ribs, just so I can reinforce keeping nice and square. Flex all the way through that glute. Same thing on the other side. And full extension at the top. Nice deep breath in, enjoying a bit of a stretch through the hamstring on the front leg, and really nice, strong control as you come up again. Use that quadricep to extend that knee. Find a spot to focus on if you are balancing. And remember, your core is huge for helping balance you. So nice and strong through those abs. Deep breath in and exhale. Gentle brace through the core. And brace through the core. Go one more time. And last one to go. So pull aparts to finish. Such a beautiful, important postural exercise here. Draw those shoulders down and back. Draw them back. Squeeze, hold to finish. That nice little isometric hold at the back. Opening up those shoulders that have probably been curved forward and curved up all week. Down and back, down and back. Open up through the collarbone. Gentle tension through the glutes and the abs to protect that low back and keep that torso nice and strong. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, shoulders down and back, shoulders, shoulders, and finish again with the shoulders. See if you can get even a little bit further every time. That little isometric hold, waking up those muscles that are typically stretched and sleepy. We'll go 2 more. And one more time. So the study we cited in the blog today had 3 sets. So I challenge you to go through that one more time. Feel free to add in anything else that you like, but such a great way of getting that resistance training in and still enjoying that sunshine. Thank you so much for joining me from my home to yours.